Hello. My name is Callista, and welcome to Dragon Age Inquisition. And my goodness, does it feel good to be saying that. I have been waiting on bated breath to get started with this Let's Play, and I am so excited now that time has finally come. It really has been a hot minute since my Dragon Age 2 Let's Play. I really didn't intend for there to be such a large gap. However, you know, things happen, life gets in the way, all of that. And we're getting started now. That's really all that matters. We are getting started now, and I am so excited. I absolutely love Dragon Age Inquisition. It's not my favourite in the Dragon Age franchise. That award would go to Dragon Age Origins, probably because of all the nostalgia I have with that game, but I do absolutely love Inquisition. Now then, before I jump into new game, I do have something very important I want to say to anyone who is maybe new to my channel. Maybe you haven't seen my Dragon Age Origins or my Dragon Age 2 Let's Play. Maybe this is the first video of mine you've ever seen, in which case, welcome. Hello there, how are you doing? I would just very quickly like to say that if you are looking for an Inquisition Let's Play that is very fast-paced, playing on Nightmare, min-maxing, focusing on, you know, really powerful builds, all of that, then thank you for checking out this video. However, this is not the Let's Play for you. I am very slow-paced, I read all of the Codex entries, and primarily I am a role player. I will be role-playing my Inquisitor, and just generally, like I said, taking my time, focusing on characters and the story. That really is why I play Dragon Age, not for any of the epic fights, but for the story. So, again, if you are looking for a Let's Player that is a bit more combat-oriented, thank you for checking out this Let's Play. However, this is not the Let's Play for you. Okie doke. Now then, I think everything that needs to be said has been. So let's do this. New game, if you please. Starting off strong with an explosion. There we go. Now, first things first, I will be playing as a lady, because I always do. Now then, in Dragon Age 2, we play as a human. In Dragon Age Origins, I played as a dwarf, and I did want my Inquisitor to be a little bit more unique than either of those characters, so that does just leave me with Qunari and Elf. And I am pleased to share with you that my canon Inquisitor is... Which one am I going to go for? An Elf. Inquisitor Aenor Lavellan. Elf. Elves are a historically oppressed people, distinguishable by their lithe frames and pointed ears. Though most survive in the poorest fringes of human cities, others live as nomads known as the Dalish. Elves receive a bonus of 25% to ranged defense. Yes, please. And again, in Origins, I played as a rogue. In Dragon Age 2, I played as a mage, which leaves me with the warrior class. And Aenor is specifically a two-handed warrior. Yeah, she is a slender lady, and then you look at her back and you see the big-ass sword, and you kind of think, ooh, she means business, and she does. She really does. Warrior, two-handed. Warriors are frontline combatants, able to withstand incredible punishment in heavy armor. They are proficient in the use of two-handed weapons like mauls and great swords, but may combine a smaller weapon with a shield for added defense. No. In Aenor's opinion, the best defense is a good offense. So just a nice great sword for her will do. And we will be playing on normal. The Dalish Hunter. Enslaved long ago by humans, most elves still live as second-class citizens within human cities. Elves who reject this life are known as the Dalish, nomadic wanderers who strive to keep the ancient elven religion and traditions alive. You were raised in the wilderness to be a hunter, relied upon by the Lavellan clan for food and protection. The clan wandered the northern free marches and had little need to interact with humans, until the clan's keeper sent you to the Chantry's conclave as a spy. What happened there, she said, would impact not only the Dalish, but indeed all elves. She could not have known how right she was. Now, I know that some people have issue with this backstory. They've kind of said that, elves, well, specifically the Dalish, throughout the franchise, they've been very isolationist. So it feels a little bit, not in line with the law for a keeper to have sent a member of their clan off on their own, especially if you're playing as a mage, because then you aren't the Dalish hunter, you are the keepers first. Why would the keeper send their apprentice all on their own off to the conclave? That's kind of why I prefer having Dalish who are either warriors or rogues. In my case, warrior, but I think either a warrior or a rogue makes a lot more sense in terms of the lore in Inquisition, and Aenor does have a backstory that hopefully will explain why her clan might have been so willing to send her off on her own rather than anyone else. Yes, we do want to import a custom world state, and that is the correct one. There we go. Oh, I'm so excited to get into this. So excited. And I am going to cut through character creation, so be back in a minute. Alrighty then, and I am back, and this is Aenor Lavellan. I absolutely adore how she looks. I really wanted her to stand out against my Warden and my Hawk, because both of those characters were very feminine and very... I would say they were both quite, stereotypically beautiful characters. Artin, my Warden, she wasn't like really into fashion or anything like that. However, she was a princess, and princesses have to maintain certain standards, and I think she did acknowledge that a pretty face can open certain doors, and as such, she was rather invested in maintaining her appearance, in trying to look as elegant and classy as possible. And Amelia, my Hawk, she was such a girly girl. She loved makeup and fashion and, doing her hair and all of that. And so I really wanted Aenor to be a little bit of a tomboy, kind of... Like, if you were standing at a distance, I think you could mistake Aenor for a boy, to be perfectly honest, and then she opens her mouth and...
You leave me no choice.
That one wasn't such a good example, but...
Everything you've heard? Completely true.
There we go, that was better. A very feminine-sounding voice, and you're kind of like, oh, crap, I thought you were a guy, I'm so sorry. Like I said, very tomboyish. I think she's beautiful. I think all of my characters are beautiful. One of my favourite things about Aenor, though, her nose is a little bit broken. It kind of twists a little bit, and I absolutely love that detail. It's so her. It's so her. I adore her. Now then, before we go any further, Aenor does, of course, have a backstory, because all of my characters have backstories. If you aren't interested in listening to it, then something should be popping up right around here, giving you a timestamp you can skip ahead to. But for anyone who is interested, this is Aenor's backstory. She is 32 years old at the beginning of Inquisition. Aenor was born to Clan Lavellan in the Free Marches, in one of the forests that borders Markham. Her father was the clan's storyteller, the youngest the clan had seen in generations. and her mother was actually a city elf from Wycombe. Her father had entered the city with some of the hunters to sell some wares, and her mother had caught sight of him and fallen rather madly in love. She had left the alienage within the hour and joined the clan before nightfall. Sadly, Aenor never got to really meet her mother as she died in childbirth, but her father says she looks like her. Growing up, Aenor always felt a little bit of an oddball because of her mixed heritage. It wasn't that the clan didn't love her, but more so that they didn't know how to handle her. When she succeeded, they showered her with praise that someone like her could have done so well, and when she failed, they reacted like they expected it because she was only half Dalish after all. Aenor really tried to throw herself into being as Dalish as possible. She knew she wanted to be a hunter and protect the clan from quite a young age, but try as she might, she just couldn't seem to grasp the training. Clan Lavellan are well known for their archers, but Aenor simply didn't gel well with the bow. She was clumsier than the other children, and her build was a bit bulkier. Still, Aenor was determined to be a hunter, even if there didn't seem to be a single weapon in the entire clan that Aenor showed any skill with. When Aenor was 13, the clan was camped near Starkhaven. It was a cold night, and Aenor was sleeping soundly in her and her father's Aravel, when a sound pulled her from her slumber. A scream, then a second one, and whilst Aenor blearily rubbed her eyes, the door of the Aravel was pulled open and something grabbed a hold of her legs. The sight that greeted Aenor is one that has remained with her ever since. She had heard stories about the Darkspawn, but nothing could have prepared her for what she saw. The creature dragged her through the camp, her father unable to stop it. And that was when Aenor realised that the creature wasn't alone. There were other Darkspawn fighting the hunters, and a handful more stealing other young women. Aenor scrambled at the ground, trying to find something she could use as a weapon. The creature turned to face her and let out a guttural shriek. Then there was a great swooshing noise over her head, as the Darkspawn's torso split in two. Aenor looked up to see a woman in silver and blue armour holding the largest sword she'd ever seen. Fortunately for Clan Lavellan, a group of Grey Wardens had been camped nearby investigating a potential Deep Roads entrance, and they had heard the commotion. While the clan regrouped, Aenor found herself travelling to the Grey Wardens' camp and asking the woman who had saved her to train her in greatswords. And for once, Aenor found something that seemed to fit. On the day the clan left, the Grey Warden gifted her with a training greatsword of her own, and Aenor was determined to put it to good use. So Aenor trained on her own. The clan weren't exactly sure if they could offer her any guidance in the matter, but they were happy that she had found something she enjoyed. Aenor became an apprentice hunter, now that she finally had a weapon of her own, though she mainly stayed with the clan, acting as a guard rather than going out to hunt. This turned out to be a rather fortunate thing, as when the clan was camped near Tantervale, a very angry bear decided to turn its frustrations on them. Aenor was 19 at the time. The other hunters tried to slow it down, however their arrows couldn't pierce its hide. Then, just as the bear charged into the camp proper, Aenor was waiting for it, and after a furious battle, she managed to cleave its head from its body. For her bravery, Aenor was given her Valisleen. She chose Mythal, the Great Protector, to honour with her Valisleen, because protecting the clan truly was the only thing Aenor wanted to do. And so, Aenor spent her life guarding the clan. She would sometimes go into human cities to help with trading, or to visit her mother's family if they were near Wycombe, but mostly Aenor stuck to the forests. It was a simple, if tough, life, but Aenor was happy with it. Until the Keeper learned of the conclave. She decided to send Aenor along to listen in. The fighting between the mages and the Templars was continuing to spread, cutting the Dalish off from routes they had used for centuries. If there was even a chance that the leaders of these factions might be discussing potential troop movements, then it would be extremely useful to have someone there feeding all of this information back to the clans. And as Aenor was only half Dalish, it was decided that she was the best fit for this mission. Aenor's current objective is to not attract too much attention. She's been polite, kept her head down, and so far no one seems to have noticed her. And she doesn't want that to change. There we go. Let me get my timer back up. There we are. Yes, that is her backstory. We will accept the changes, and I am spelling Aenor like that. Yes, Aenor. So Aenor is a French name in real life. However, Aenor, it is also Dalish. With my elven characters, I do like to give them names that are translatable using the actual, in-game Dalish dialect. And Aenor translates to predator. Technically speaking, the literal translation is of prey, predator. I like that. One, it's... you think predator? Oh, she must be really tough and intimidating. No, not in the slightest. Also, this is just kind of my headcanon. I imagine it's a wish that her father made for her. He couldn't become a hunter, so he became the clan storyteller, where he could tell tales of hunters and all of that. So he hoped that his daughter would one day grow up into a mighty warrior, and she has.
Tell me why we shouldn't kill you now. The conclave is destroyed. Everyone who attended is dead. Except for you.
Except for us. That's horrible. You think I did it. Remain silent. What was it I said just a couple of minutes ago? Aenor doesn't want to attract any attention. We're in a dungeon, we're chained up, our hand is glowing. Like, we have attracted so much attention. Remain silent. No, we do not want to piss these people off. We are clearly their prisoner. We should cooperate with them, and hopefully they'll find us innocent and let us go. Here's the thing, that is horrible. That is horrible. Everyone at the conclave is dead, and there was no preamble to that. It wasn't like we've got some bad news to tell you. It was just like, hey, everyone's dead. And I think Aenor's just in shock. She's kind of, her memories are a little bit hazy. She's in a dungeon. That is an incredibly horrible thing to learn.
What do you mean everyone's dead?
Explain this.
I can't.
What do you mean you can't?
I don't know what that is, or how it got there.
You're lying!
We need her, Cassandra.
Some dialogues give you the opportunity to respond emotionally to situations. When these opportunities appear, special icons will highlight the emotion tied to the response. Yes, so we have the red fist, the angry response. The kind of green spiral. I take this to mean like inquisitive, you know, you're trying to gain more information. A guy with his arms folded, stoic. And the crying eye, emotional. So for Aenor, I generally like to stick to 2 emotional states. Also, I do believe there are more. This isn't all of them. You know, I think the dialogue wheel is a lot better in Inquisition compared to Dragon Age 2, where it was just, do you want to be diplomatic, do you want to be funny, or do you want to be aggressive? Like, there are a lot more options in Inquisition. But for Aenor, I like to stick to emotional and curious. Those are the ones that I think best fit her. And in this case, all of those people, I highly doubt Aenor will have ever seen so many people all congregating in one space. And to just be told, all of those people who a few hours ago in Aenor's mind, were, you know, up and about, talking, you know, breathing, you know, living their lives. All of that has been snatched away from them. She would be rather distressed by that.
I can't believe it. All those people. Dead. Do you remember what happened? How this began? I remember running. Things were chasing me and then... a woman? A woman? She reached out to me, but then...
Go to the forward camp, Liliana. I will take her to the rift.
What did happen?
It will be easier to show you. Call it the Breach. It's a massive rift into the world of demons that grows larger with each passing hour. It's not the only such rift, just the largest. All were caused by the explosion at the conclave.
An explosion can do that?
This one did. Unless we act, the Breach may grow until it swallows the world. Each time the Breach expands, your mark spreads, and it is killing you. It may be the key to stopping this, but there isn't much time.
Yeah, how? How could it stop this? What is this thing on our hand?
You say it may be the key. To doing what?
Closing the Breach. Whether that's possible is something we shall discover shortly. It is our only chance, however. And yours.
And you seriously think that I'm guilty? That I would put something on my hand that is slowly killing me? You really believe that?
You still think I did this? To myself?
Not intentionally. Something clearly went wrong.
And if I'm not responsible?
Someone is. And you are our only suspect. You wish to prove your innocence? This is the only way.
If I can help, I will. Will helping save me? Do I have a choice? So, Aenor, one, I think she's naturally quite a helpful person. And two, this is clearly a major crisis going on. There's been an explosion. People are dead. People are clearly going to be scared and kind of running around like headless chickens. they need people to help. No matter where they come from, they need people to help. Also, you know, we are at quite a bit of a disadvantage here. Aenor, she has been, during her time at the conclave where she was watching, like I said, she's very focused on being polite. If someone asked her to do something, if someone maybe mistook her for a servant and said, "You there, elf, go get me a drink," then she'd do it. Because she doesn't want to attract attention. She is a lone Dalish out in the world. That is a rather dangerous position to be in. So, for that reason, will help. But even without that, Aenor, she just doesn't like to see other people suffering. And there is very clearly suffering here. So, not only does this help us in terms of it makes us look innocent, but also it's the right thing to do. And generally speaking, that is what Aenor prefers to do.
I understand.
Then
I'll do what I can. Whatever it takes.
they have decided your guilt. They need it. The people of Haven mourn our most holy, divine Justinia, head of the Chantry. The conclave was hers. It was a chance for peace between mages and Templars. She brought their leaders together. Now they are dead. We lash out like the sky, but we must think beyond ourselves, as she did. Until the breach is sealed. There will be a trial. I can promise no more. Come. It is not far.
Where are you taking me?
Your mark must be tested on something smaller than the breach.
Okay, there we are. Yes, spaces. Jump and tab is. Tab is a ding. There we go. Now there. We're getting started as we mean to go on by looking at codex entries. Hell yes. Now then, let's start with our hero, Lavellan of the Dalish. The Dalish are elves who refuse to live in human cities, where their people are exploited, having few rights. They choose to eke out an independent existence in the forests, attempting to keep the last remnants of their ancient culture alive. Aenor is from Clan Lavellan, a group of Dalish who migrate around the perpetually feuding Free Marchers. Aenor's people travel along the borders of each city's state's territory, where Free March rulers will be less inclined to attack them for fear of accidentally provoking neighbouring cities. Aenor became a hunter at a young age, growing into a respected protector and provider. The recent mage rebellions disturbed her clan's way of life, as the fighting spilled out into the countryside. Clan Lavellan's leader, Keeper Dashana Istimaethoriel Lavellan, it's such a mouthful. It's such a mouthful of a name. Keeper Dashana Istimaethoriel Lavellan chose Aenor to spy on the meeting at the Temple of Tongue fumbles, getting started early, of course. Third try's the charm. Clan Lavellan's leader, Keeper Dashana Istimaethoriel Lavellan, chose Aenor to spy on the meeting at the Temple of Sacred Ashes between the Divine and the feuding factions, so she could bring back news of the outcome. After the explosion that killed the Divine, Aenor was the only survivor. Rumours that the mysterious mark on her hand is a sign of the Maker's favour were spread by those who claimed they saw the divine prophet, Andraste herself, lead Lavellan out of the Fade. I wish this would go. Let's... Okay. Please go. I've got it. Okay, yep.
Open the gate. We are heading into the valley.
I've got a bit more reading to do. If you could just... No, come on. Please. Jump until it goes. No, not another, please. I just want to read the codex entries, that's all I want.
Maker, it's the end of the world.
Oh, goddamn. Okay, there we go. I'm not going to read all the ones we got. I think, you know what, I'm just going to find the ones that are kind of pertinent to... There, yeah. The ones pertinent to Aenor. The Dalish elves. In time, the human empires will crumble. We have seen it happen countless times. Until then, we wait. We keep to the wild borderlands. We raise Hala and build Aravels and present a moving target to the humans around us. We try to keep hold of the old ways, to relearn what was forgotten. We call to the ancient gods, although they do not answer and have not heard us since before the fall of Arlathan, so that one day they might remember us. Elganon, the eldest of the sun, and he who overthrew his father. Mithal, the protector. Fenharel, the dread wolf. Anduil, the huntress. Falondine, the friend of the dead. Durthamin, the keeper of secrets. Gillinane, the mother of Hala. Junay, the master of crafts. And Silace, the hearthkeeper. We gather every 10 years for the Arlathan to retell the ancient stories and keep them alive. For when the human kingdoms are gone, we must be ready to teach the others what it means to be elves. As told by Gisharel, keeper of the Relaferan clan of the Dalish elves. This last line makes Aenor very uncomfortable. Like, oh, what it means to be elves, because I'm only a half elf. Yeah, I'm only half of that because of my mum. Somehow my mum wasn't really an elf. Yeah, course she wasn't. Thanks, guys. The conclave. Yes, let's go into this one. It has been a year of little more than chaos. Yes, the mages voted to dissolve the Circle of Magi, but I will point out this vote came only after increased restrictions were placed on them following the unfortunate events in Kirkwall. What other choice did they have? Yes, the Templar Order abandoned their duties and elected to pursue the mages to bring them back in line. But after 1,000 years in which their sole role was the mages' keepers, what else could one expect? They envisioned the war over quickly, a single battle that would see the mages' resolve crumble, after which they would meekly return to confinement. That did not happen. This conflict could drag on forever, with advantage on neither side. Both Templars and mages see this, and thus they have agreed to come to the conclave. This is our chance. Words need to be said which have not been said. A compromise must be reached because there is no other choice. I believe this with all my heart. I am not without fault in all this. Perhaps I pushed too hard for reform, or not hard enough. The Maker has seen fit to give me another chance. I will not squander it. The Temple of Sacred Ashes is where together we will make history, and with luck, we will be remembered kindly for it. From the journals of Divine Justinia V, Dragon 941. Yes, it has been... Here it says it's been a year of little more than chaos. However, if I remember correctly, the start of Dragon Age Inquisition, it's been 3 years since the end of Dragon Age 2. And this fighting has just been going on and on and on with no sign of peace. And then finally we have the conclave. Things are looking up. And then there's this huge explosion. And this random ass person just wandering around with a glowing hand. That's why everyone is so upset. It's not just that, like, Divine Justinia is dead and the conclave is destroyed. It's the fact of, okay, so now all of this fighting will continue, potentially with renewed vigor now that the Divine isn't there to step in. And the breach. What does it mean to pierce the veil? That which separates our world from the realm of dreams and demons. For the average man and woman, it is a frightening thought to consider just how fragile this separation actually is. The veil is not a physical curtain, not a structure limited to a particular place. It is everywhere. It is in their home, in the streets where they walk, in farmers' fields as well as remote mountain vales. At any moment, it could be torn to shreds, allowing demons and other horrors to flood into our world like water through a burst dam. Known lore tells us that small rifts can be sealed, but what about a large one? What if some catastrophic magical event created a rift so large and horrific it weakened the integrity of the Veil as a whole? Such a breach would threaten our entire world, turning concerns about occasional demonic intrusion into a charming anecdote compared to the monsters we would then face. If there is anything to be done, any reason we should look at magic with fear, it is for that possibility more than any other. From The True Threat of Magic by Lady Seeker Alandra Vale, a relative of Sebastian's, I believe. There we go. Yep, I'm good for now. Let's continue on. Towards the big glowing thing from the sky. Oh, I can only imagine how confused Aenor must be right now. Oh, shit.
The pulses are coming faster now. The larger the breach grows, the more rifts appear, the more demons we face.
How did I survive the blast?
They said you stepped out of a rift, then fell unconscious. They say a woman was in the rift behind you. No one knows who she was. Everything farther in the valley was laid waste, including the Temple of Sacred Ashes. I suppose you'll see soon enough.
That she will. That she will, Cassandra. I imagine, like I was saying, incredibly disorientating. You know, she's missing certain memories. She doesn't really know how she got into this situation. And all she's found is chaos so far. Oh, shit.
Behind me.
Yeah, behind you isn't safe either. Okay, let's go. And there we go, and bap him. Excuse you, don't run away from me. Just keep on him. No, excuse me. Excuse you! How dare! There we go.
It's over.
Drop your weapon. Now!
Alright, I'll disarm. You need to trust me. I need this weapon. Let's not make demands of our captor. If you want us to go without weapons, we'll do it, but like, you know, you are gonna have to be responsible for our safety.
All right. Have it your way.
Wait. I cannot protect you. And I cannot expect you to be defenseless. I should remember you agreed to come willingly.
Thank you. There we go.
Take these potions. Maker knows what we will face.
Where are all your soldiers?
At the forward camp or fighting. We are on our own for now.
Now, very quickly, did anyone drop anything over here? I'm not seeing anything. However, I do believe there is loot right up here. And F. There we go. I do love a good auto loot. Now then, I'm thinking, Cassandra, you can have this helmet. There you go, chicken. Rightio then. Let's see what else we face. Oh, hello. Alright, I'm good.
Watch out!
Oh, down there, however, I believe... Yep.
Them, we may gain the advantage.
Yeah, I'm looting. Give me a minute. Okay, and down. And face me. There we go. Keep on bapping them. There we go. And there, yes. Lovely stuff. Okay, anyone? No one dropped anything. Sad times. How rude. If you're going to fight me, then you can at least leave me loot. Okay, there we go. Yes. Onwards to the fighting. What I was going to say, I think this is so beautiful. Genuinely, I kind of want to cry a little bit because I have spent so long playing Inquisition on potato graphics since it came out in. Oh,
it attacks from a distance.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry. Yeah, since the game came out in 2014, I've played exclusively on potato graphics because my computer simply couldn't handle anything more strenuous. And so now that I'm on my new computer, I'm playing on Ultra, and oh my goodness, I want to look at everything. I want to look at everything and just go, oh my god, it's so beautiful. Excuse me, I'm jumping. There we go. Ah, you're fine. Loot, please, would like. There you are. Not gonna lie, I've kind of got this area at least semi-memorized, and I'm just like, I know where all the loot is. And I must collect it, because that is the KallistaPlays promise, that all loot will be gathered. No loot gets left behind. Okay, who next? Yeah,
from the breach.
I know you're over there, however... Again, potential loot. Okay, now, excuse me. Please. There we go. And bam! Yes! Just keep going. There we go. And you. There we go. Ooh, Shadow Essence. Don't mind if I do. And some iron. I can only imagine Cassandra's face as she's just like, why are you grabbing everything? God, the Dalish are so weird. You know, there's a time and a place. And come on, bap him. There we go, yes. Go down, and you. Come on, take him out. On. One is almost recharged. Oh, but it's not needed. Good stuff. A yoink. And there should be more down here. And I see you, Iron. I see you. There we go. Okay, and oh, I almost forgot about you, elf fruit. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. I must collect all of the elf fruit because, you know, I am the Inquisitor. And the Inquisitor has a terrible elf fruit problem. They should have read that book, you know, the dangers of elf fruit from, Witch Hunt, there we go. That's where the dangers of elf fruit was. Now then, you know what? I'm gonna leave this episode off right here. In the next one, we continue making our way towards the forward camp. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.